Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein back again with another installment of Rabbi E in 3 Summer Session. Yes, brought to you as always by MEOR DC, MEORDC.com is our website, or on Facebook. And I said, yes, because it's still summer. It's zipping by quickly. I'll be back on campus at my Starbucks office, God willing, Mirz Hashem soon, but we still have some summer time left. Yeah, man, summertime. So, what have we been talking about together the last few weeks in summer session on Rabbi E in 3? Anger. How terrible it is. We've been quoting the beautiful words of Ramban Nachmanides, great rabbi, to his son. He wrote a letter to his son. He begins that letter saying, train yourself to speak softly and calmly to all people at all times. You'll save yourself that way from ka'as, anger, which is a terrible trait. Leads you to do all sorts of bad things. We've talked about that in past weeks. And then Ramban says, when you clear away anger, you'll rise to that next level on the spiritual ladder, the next rung on the spiritual ladder, the trait of another, humility. And coming quickly after humility, or on its heels, I should say, Yirat Hashem, the trait of awe of God. Let's explore that connection a little bit. Humility. A lot to say about that. But the way the Ramban explains it, a humble person will have the following thoughts or cast of mind. Where did I come from? Where am I going to? And in front of whom am I going to have to give an accounting one day? In other words, they'll be aware, I guess in the biggest sense you could say, of their own mortality, of their own fragility. I'm a created being. I didn't create myself. I wasn't always here. I'm not always going to be here. Hashem created me. And one day, I'm going to leave this world, hopefully after a long, productive life, but it will one day end, and then I'll have to face Hashem. A humble person, Ramban seems to suggest, thinks in those terms. Now you might say, oh boy, that's really a really happy summertime thought, right, Rabbi E? Our mortality? You know what? You know what Ramban says? Such a person is sameach bechelko. It doesn't lead to depression. It leads to joy and happiness and appreciating your life. And I think we can understand that because that mindset will mean you don't take anything for granted. Not any pleasure you take for granted, not any day of life. It's all a gift. Everything Hashem gives me is a gift, and He's giving us so much. Gosh, in America now, from Trader Joe's to Starbucks, to I can't even, I'd love to talk more about it, but we have so many pleasures. Nothing's coming to us. It's all an incredible, beautiful gift given to us lovingly by Hashem to enjoy, to use, not to get bogged down in or wallow in the pleasures, but to use them to serve Hashem happily, to be a good person, a good Jewish person, a righteous person in this world. Do good for others, serve God, sanctify God's name. So, humility leads to being happy and joyous and to realizing that everything is a blessing. And that leads to this week's portion. This week's Torah portion is Re'eh. Moshe Rabbeinu says, see, I'm putting before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing that you should listen to the commandments of Hashem, your God. And the curse if you don't listen to Hashem. We always read this portion right before the month of Elul begins, the last month of the Jewish year, the month of preparation for Rosh Hashanah, when we really are supposed to be aware of our own mortality and be humble before Hashem. Life is full of blessings. That's what the attitude of humility, I think, can teach us. Ramban's words, that's what Torah teaches us. Humility and joy with that humility. Have a wonderful Shabbos, a lot of things to think about, but we'll be back, God willing, to explore it further. Shabbat Shalom.